Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to answer the age-old question: should you smash or should you pass on the latest battle passes? Well, we're going to talk about it. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the latest battle passes for the EX Volume 2 update, because there were some modifications made to the Dolphin Pass this time around that make this thing definitely worth the $5 price tag. And then while the Whale Pass is largely the same as it's normally been, we're also going to go through that and talk about it. So let's go ahead and just hop right into it. First up here, we'll talk about the Dolphin Pass. So this is going to be a $5 package, and for the $5, you are going to get a lot of value here. So as you see, you're going to get 1600 AP, you're going to get 300 rubies, you're going to get a change-up kit, which is the equivalent value of 3 memories for Leona 12, which is definitely going to be something we're going to be talking about here. You're going to get some Element Soul selection boxes, some Awaken Tier 1 through 5 XP capsule selection boxes, you're going to get some dispatch speed up tickets for the 10-minute tickets, and then you're going to get a multi respectively for the EX Volume 2 fighters and cards. So this alone right here, if it were just these guys here, these multis for $5, that would be more than worth it by Netmarble standards. By comparison here, we can go ahead and take a look, but if we go over to the secret shop, and we'll go over here to the EX Fighter shop, you're going to see that for the same equivalent, you're going to be able to get this guy here, one multi for the fighters, one multi for the battle cards for $10 out of the secret shop. So like I said, that alone right there makes the $5 pass pretty much worth it by Netmarble standards. But on top of that, you're also going to be getting all these other items here. So if you're planning on picking up on a budget one of these packages, this thing right here is way more worth it than it would be to go in and pick up one of those EX shops items, because honestly, for $10 for one multi respectively, that's kind of a rip-off by comparison. Beyond that, you'll get all these other items, but really the biggest thing here of note is going to be this change-up kit for Leona 12. So Leona 12, we've already talked about it. This character right here is going to end up being one of the strongest overall characters on the Unified banner right now, as far as the budget characters are concerned, if you go ahead and fully invest on her and go ahead and EX her. So in general, this is a character that I feel like a lot of people that are on a budget or newer to the game should really be prioritizing and taking a look at. So this right here is actually a lot of value for the price tag, again, because it's the equivalent to 3 memories for her. Now, granted, she is a free character technically from the Unified banner, but this right here would give you quite the boost in power to your Leona if you do have her at any discernible awakening level. So if you're somebody out there on a budget that doesn't necessarily have, say, Boss Syndrome Leona for the first time she was around, you don't have EX Angel, and you're still wanting to do the tower, this thing right here would definitely help you out quite a bit with your Leona to be able to get through that, since you can use her in the tower. So in general, I think that the price tag for this at $5 is definitely warranted for what you're getting. And I think that if you have any money at all to throw at the game right now, I would recommend this above any of the other packages that we'll kind of take a look at in today's video. So I think you definitely smash on the Dolphin Pass. I think I'm going to be taking advantage of this myself because I want this right here. I actually don't have any extra memories laying around for her. I have her at A5, but I don't have any extra memories, so that's probably the direction I will go. Now, let's talk about the Whale Pass this time around, right? Now, this is largely the same as the Whale Passes have been recently, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, considering that the last couple of Whale Passes have definitely been worth it. But we'll walk through the different items and we'll talk about it. So first off, it is going to be a $50 price tag for this thing. So you go from $5 to $50, as always, a huge leap, but the rewards there are definitely going to make or break whether or not that is worth the price tag. So you're going to get 4,000 rubies, 200 of the plus capsule selection boxes, you're going to get 350 of the Awaken Tier 1 through 5 XP capsule selection boxes, you're going to get 5 of the Element Fest memory selection boxes, 20 of the free dispatch reset coins, you're going to get 2 of the platinum battle card selectors, which is just going to be your Unified banner cards, so that's what you're going to get there. You're going to get 15 of the dispatch speed up tickets for the 1 hours. You're going to get 150 Awaken Tier 6 through 7 XP capsule selection boxes. Then you're also going to get this BS and SS Fighter memory selector, which, yeah, that's a lot of value right there alone. And then you're also going to get 40 rare enhancement hammers, 20 elite enhancement hammers, and 3 multis respectively for the new EX banners. And then finally, you're going to get 3 fodder cards for your fest cards. So that is all that you're getting for $50. In general, we've talked about these in the past. If you're somebody that's a whale and you have the $50 to throw at the game, I would say that this is definitely going to be the best bang for your buck out of anything that they've put into these shops recently. So anytime we get one of these new passes, as long as they continue to have the value that they've had for the past few months, I would argue that these are definitely going to be the best utilization of your money in this game at this point, because for the value proposition here, you're getting a ton. This guy right here in general, I feel like is definitely going to be something that you would probably honestly want to bank and just hold on to. That's what I did with the last one that I got, because if you think about it, you can go ahead and hold on to these and wait for a character that you're really, really excited to get a buff come out again, and then you can go ahead and redeem these, however many of them you have, get some extra memories for a change-up kit or something along those lines. Otherwise, you could go ahead and just redeem it for a character that you haven't finished building yet. But in general, what's going on here, honestly, I like a lot for the value proposition. Again, we've already talked about kind of how Netmarble values these different multi-tokens and so on. These do count towards the pity, which is also nice. So in general, I think that the value is there if you're somebody that's willing to spend a bunch of money on the game. But if you're not, obviously, then this isn't something that even applies to you. But in general, I think that it definitely has the value to it. I think at the end of the day, if you have the money for either of these or just one of these, either of them are going to be a smash in my opinion. But I think that honestly, the big winner here is going to be the Dolphin one, just because you do get this change-up kit in here. And I feel like that, along with the tokens, is definitely going to make it worth the money. So, speaking of things that aren't worth money, let's talk about things that suck. Real quick, I had briefly alluded to these yesterday. I kind of want to talk about this real quick. I'm not going to talk about the EX packages, these 3 right here, because largely these things tend to be the same from one update to the next. So I'm not necessarily going to go in on these. We've talked about the value here. If you're somebody that loves this banner and wants either of these characters and needs either of these characters, then honestly, you're going to, depending on your budget, want to look at these. But I want to talk about the other ones, the other miscellaneous packages here briefly. So for $10, they're selling you 800 rubies, 30 roulette tickets, and 2 of these first aid kits. Yeah, don't buy that, please, for the love of God. I talked about yesterday, and we'll just kind of skip over to this one just real quick to finish the point. We talked yesterday about how they are charging $50 for what essentially is, these different items here are fine, but really essentially why this package exists is for these on-hell coins. And for $50, you would basically need, because you can buy up to 3 of these, you would need to spend $100. You would need to buy 2 of these just to be able to get 120 of these on-hell coins to take in to the crafting event and be able to pick up one of these other stones. As you guys can see, you need 120 of them. That is, to me, absolutely ludicrous, and anybody who does that has way too much expendable income, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. You know, I'm not going to force anybody to do anything or pressure anybody to do anything, but my God. No. So I just wanted to quickly, briefly touch on these because I was looking through here and the value proposition on these things is just not there. Like, okay, this one right here, they want $30 for 200 rubies, 3 Element Fest memory selection boxes, and then one of these items. $30 for that. Hell no. So beyond that, you also have this guy here, which you can buy up to 15 times, which I think is hilarious that they think people would go that far to do that. But really, $5 for that? I'd rather just buy the pass. So I wanted to kind of toss these in here just to kind of show how much value is in those battle passes by comparison to some of this other stuff. Like for the $50 that you're spending on that battle pass for the whale tier, I would much rather buy that than I would buy this. Like in general, I don't get how they do some of these packages. It's one thing to get stingier with some of the packages like they have in the past with some of the packages they've done, but it's another thing entirely just to throw together something like these that are just like, really? Like, what are you doing? in my opinion, this is just a giant waste of money in all facets when it comes to these different packages that were added in here. And then this guy here, this one here for $12.99, I would say, again, not worth it. These things have kind of fluctuated in the past as far as these types of packages with the amount of hammers. I've never been a big fan of these types. The best ones we ever had for these were actually back in the day. We had a Black Friday bundle for hammers that was really good, but those days are long gone. So in general, I don't think you should go for any of this stuff in here. Honestly, I don't think it's worth it. In general, I think if you want to spend the money, smash on those battle passes, and I think you'll be in far better shape for the amount of money that you're investing. So what say you guys? You can let me know in the comment section down below if you're planning on smashing any of these battle passes. I know for sure I'm wanting to pick this one up here. I'm definitely going to be doing that because I want to make some videos on this Leona, because I get the feeling she's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. I actually have a friend of mine who was able to clear the tower using his A5 Leona 12. So that is something I can confirm. She can clear the tower. It might be a little bit tricky for the final stages, but she can do it. So in general, you guys, let me know in the comment section if you plan on or have already picked up any of this stuff. I'm curious to know. But until the next one, like, share, and subscribe on your way out, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.
Continue.